specifically the worst data center in North America for rating, by the way. For the record, that is not true. Crystal isn't bad. Crystal is, I've been on both Crystal and Aether at some, in some extent, and it's just a smaller community. You get a little bit more role players, of course. Smaller community for rating. Still very good raters, the people I know. There's a lot improving new players getting into rating, and they're all very good. We're just lacking in world prog, but aside from that, there's really no difference. And I feel like articles online will tell you Crystal is bad, but that's not
Yeah.
true at all.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to XIV Questions. This is my second episode, so bear with me for all the randomness that's going to happen. But today we have a good friend of mine, Jackal. They're the rank 1 ninja in the world right now for patch 5.5. I've had the great opportunity of knowing Jackal for a while now, so I'm excited to speak with them. And yeah, let's bring them over and let's talk with them about life. So what's up, Jackal? How's it going? How's your day?
Oh my god, I'm all right. I just got I just got done doing T-Prog with Sleepocat.
Yeah.
And
How'd it go?
I actually it went pretty okay. Technically today was our first day, so we just did some Jackal prog, and I think tomorrow we might actually get to limit cut. We have a couple new players, not new players, but new to T, so we're getting them through it.
So you've done Uwu and Ukab, however you want to say it?
Yeah, I've done I did UCOB with UCR. I pugged it because I couldn't find a static. Well, more so that I had a static, but it just fell apart.
Sure.
But I did Uwu. Well, Uwu was my first ultimate, and I was a baby raider. Let's just
baby
say it like
raider.
that. I didn't know what else to be.
What do you think's gonna be your favorite? Like, are you liking T more so far, or do you think UCOB or Uwu is more interesting? I know you only had technically one night, so it's kind of hard to say until you get later.
I have cleared T, so I cleared all of them.
Oh, that's fine. Right. You cleared. Y'all clearing for 3
people,
god. Right?
Oh my god, have you not seen my T? Oh my.
Oh goodness. No, I did see that. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I only got like 4 totems, so I understand why you think I never cleared.
Oh no.
Okay, no, I like T a lot. I think if you had like a really fun group, it's really fun. I do like UCOB too, but it's you can like die like 20 times and it's perfectly fine. So it's not too hard.
So would you say T's harder or UCOB's harder? I always hear that debate as well. Which one do you think?
UCOB is not hard. You can like, I mean, like when you go into like the pug, like a pug ultimate group or Discord, for any of the the data centers. They can just do Uwu and UCOB just fine. When it comes to T, however, they can't get past. I don't think they can pass living liquid. They can't get past living liquid. I don't know if a pug group has actually cleared T yet. I'm gonna be honest.
I could not imagine pugging T. Like even getting a sub for T, like
it's a pain.
Is a nightmare. It's terrible. But yeah, so I guess, I mean, we can keep talking about ultimates if you want, but we can go on to whatever. But just so everyone's aware, how long have you been playing Final Fantasy 14?
Oh my goodness. I've been playing since I was like 14. Anyway, I started in beta, so that was like in 2014. And
wow.
I think it was something like that. That was like an ARR, and I took a 4-year hiatus though before like Heavensward came out. Like literally like 2 weeks before Heavensward, I was like, I'm not doing this because I had college to go to, and I'm not doing an engineer degree with with a Final Fantasy addiction on my back. My hard cool turkey the game.
Yeah.
Then I came back when they released Shadowbringers, or right before they released Shadowbringers. I was really bad at the game, by the way. I wasn't very good. Then I started raiding casually in Eden's Gate. So only like seriously for like 2 years.
Okay, yeah. So do you have like that cool ARR tattoo on your back or whatever?
No. Okay. I wish I had that cool. I think you get that from like playing like 1.0. Get that from 1.0, okay. I think.
Oh, that's right.
I did not play 1.0. I only played the beta for the new one.
Unfortunate.
And do know people. The person who got me into it has the cool tattoo, however.
Oh, that's cool. I always see some people like you can tell the people that have it because they always design their glamours around the
Just
tattoo.
around it. They
And
were like thoughtful.
they're very few and in between, but they want you to know I've been here forever.
Look, if I had that cool tattoo, I would also. But I already wear like really thoughty glams. But
Hmm.
I would also always show off my cool tattoo.
Oh yeah, you have to with
I'm a boomer.
triple legend stuff going too.
I triple legend boomer.
So why ninja? What made you pick ninja, and how did you start on ninja, and how did you get to where you are on ninja?
Like play it seriously. I mean, I leveled it for RP and aesthetic purposes. Like
That's fair.
I was like, man, this is cool. I like dual blades. Like every game I play, I have to play like a class that has 2 daggers because I'm just obsessed with it. Like literally every single game I could think of. If it's not a rogue, then what am I doing? But like pushing it beyond that, I guess it was like there was someone in my casual FC, and I used to be in an FC full of like cat boys, and we would roleplay together, and it was a lot of fun. And one of them was a pink ninja from Aether, and he ended up taking me under his wing when I began raiding with my like casual group of cat boys, I guess. And he was like the first high-end player I knew, and he believed that a blue green dragoon player who like he didn't really understand optimization that well, he like believed I could like actually like do good. And
That's
he
awesome.
he eventually convinced me to like play ninja when they reworked it, and once I began like parsing on it, it was all over. I never dropped it.
So would you say like having that kind of person like push you or like be a mentor for you, or I guess someone to look up to, do you think that's really important for someone that's trying to climb up the leaderboards and become a better player?
Yeah, I think absolutely. Like, I mean, I'm a pretty like when it comes to like other like multiplayer games or competitive games, I'm pretty nervous to talk to people or push hard. But I was pretty nervous when I began raiding. Like I've never done it before, and I didn't know how to press my buttons very well, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But I had this person there for me who was like, it was helping me optimize. I would ask him questions about things I didn't understand, and he'd be like, "Oh no, you should do this instead." And he would give me resources. And when I began like doing well, like getting orange parses, I would show him, and he was like pretty proud of me. And I was like, "Man, this is so nice." And I eventually started pinking parse,
Pink
parsing
parsing.
pink.
Yeah.
I started pink parsing, and like I don't know, I just having that person there to help me was a lot.
That's awesome. So, like, I guess more on the lines of yourself in terms of, you said you would get like nervous joining these different raids and trying to get into raids.
Yeah.
How do you overcome that if you are someone kind of with like more of a social anxiety, or you don't really have the self-confidence to put yourself in the raid you're trying to get into?
That's a hard question because I mean I had the benefit of the FC I joined. They did have I was close to some of the people in there who were raiding, and they invited me to their Savage group, but I never did Savage raiding I just did Extreme raiding, and I mean I had that benefit, and I know a lot of people don't. It's like, how do you meet the right people? And
Yeah.
I remember being in that FC, and we would do like extreme trials, and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is so nerve-wracking. What if I fuck up? I was so scared, but they were really chill about it.
Yeah, I was about to say, meanwhile, they're all just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah, they're just having a good time teaching us how to play, and I don't know. I guess it's just like finding the right people, and I hate saying that because I think finding the right people is very hard to do.
Yeah.
But how do you...
networking is...
Yeah, networking.
Yeah.
I guess getting your friends together. You're like, oh, you get a couple friends together, you meet in Final Fantasy, you're all, role players or casual, I don't know, and you just want to start raiding. You should just like form a tiny group together and see if you can get, people that you'd like. Because that's what in this game, it's like, it's so small, you get 8 people in a raid together. You should enjoy playing with those people, and if they're all your friends and you want to all prog together, I think you would have a fun time, and it would introduce you to raiding at the least, and optimizing.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And the 8-player thing, like when I first came to FF, I was like, this is great. I don't have to worry about filling a 20-man roster. Less than half of that is just so much nicer to be able to really sit back. And I get you can get more comfortable with 7 other people instead of
Oh yeah.
19 other people. It's a lot easier to become friends and work together.
I don't envy you for working with 20 people. I
Hey.
think I just like I don't want to sit with 20 other people and be like, oh man, I don't really know who these people are. I'm just I'm just trying to kill this boss together. I want to sit with 7 other people and I want to get to know them and I want to have
Yeah,
fun, and especially if they're like high end raiders and we can all be friends and do good together, I guess.
for sure. Yeah, that it was always weird because it was like in a 20-man raid team, it was like you have those 5 really good players that you would never want to get rid of or replace, and then like you have your normal people that kind of show up and they do their job or whatever. They struggle, but they're consistent. And then you're always like working on these like the other 5 people who like show up late to raid or don't like
Yeah.
study or like whatever. So yeah,
That must be okay. I've done some raid leading before for a speed team and for like a progging group. The
yeah,
progging group not so much, but the speed team thing, it's like just finding people, or if someone isn't there for a day or they're just not there, finding a sub is really hard. I think it's really difficult. So I mean, like having 20 people and like 5 of them don't show up, then what the fuck do you do?
yeah, that's fair. So what other jobs do you play besides Ninja? You said you played Dragoon when you were kind of starting out, and
I was a little baby dragoon,
but
yeah.
but do you still play Dragoon? What other melee are you playing, or what other roles do you play? What do you enjoy the
I've
most other than
I've done a little
Ninja?
bit of I've done a little bit of Gunbreaker and Astro. Like I started doing I picked that up in Eden's Verse. That was last year. I
Hmm,
did a little speeding on it. Really fun to speed on a different job. I loved speeding on Astro. It was a lot of fun. I wasn't like the best Astro in the world, but I was able to optimize it fairly decently, to get like some good speed times for for our groups.
sure.
I did do a little bit of Monk on E10. I think I really love Monk. I really like Monk. It's I memed on it before, but it's
Yeah,
a pretty fun job.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but like, and honestly, right now I'm just like I really focus on Ninja, mostly because of like the relics. Like, I
Hmm.
hate relic grinding. I grinded for my Ninja relic and then I stopped.
So
But
the
like
relic's kind of holding you back from playing the other jobs, you would say?
a little bit. I mean, like I'll play. Like I think I've recently was trying to parse on Dragoon, but like I don't know. I just don't feel like as dedicated to like hyper optimizing it as I do to Ninja. Maybe because I'm just like dedicated to one job at the moment.
Hey,
But
there's
like
nothing wrong with that.
yeah, especially with like Samurai, your relic like gives you like 300 RDPS or something. I'm not.
Hmm.
Don't quote me on that, but I keep hearing it's pretty significant. So I don't really want to parse on something I have a huge disadvantage on. I would like to learn it though. I think samurai players are amazing. Their brains are big.
Swollen brains, all the
They
all
have
the
a swollen
wrinkles.
brain. They have a lot of wrinkles, and I'm a ninja and I have a smooth brain.
So what do you think your least favorite melee is then? Because it sounds like you played most of the melee, and then you played
Yeah.
Gunbreaker and Astro. Like those are your kind of side pieces that you enjoy playing for fun. But
Yeah, well, yeah, Ninja and Monk are definitely up there with what I like enjoy. It's a lot
mhm,
more fluid in the rotations, sort of. Dragoon, not so much. Dragoon and Samurai at like kind of at the bottom of the list. Dragoon, I already mentioned that I just don't like it as much. It's just the animation locks are pretty
yeah,
clunky. The rotation is fairly strict in that you have to do the same thing every time. You don't really have as much flexibility. And Samurai is similar to Ninja, and we burst every minute, but holy, there's a lot of spreadsheet. Like an optimized Samurai is a lot of spreadsheeting and Excel, and it's pretty intimidating. And if you clip or you don't greed good enough, like you're just drifted out of like burst, and you're just kind of ruined.
yeah. That always feels bad when I'm playing Samurai. It's like I want to optimize it, and then I like clip or I miss a global, and then it's like, well, I'm just out of sync
Yeah.
for the rest of the fight now. I can't do anything.
Are you
But
are you excited to play Samurai when we do speeds and inevitably Ninja and Samurai are
of course,
meta
yeah.
again?
Honestly, I love Sam. The thing that I found really interesting about Samurai, which is so you always hear from like the top players that Samurai is like huge brain, like mega wrinkle, whatever, right?
Yeah,
And like
big wrinkle.
I totally agree with that. But the thing that interests me the most about that class is like the floor is actually really low to getting into Sam. Like
Yeah,
you won't be amazing by just, getting your stickers and dumping them into Madaris. But like you can play the class moderately easily and like still do okay.
yeah.
And that's so weird to me. Like it intrigues me a lot, and I think that's really cool that a class can have so much variance in accessibility as well as optimization.
I
I
think
think
it's
yeah, I
such
think
it's
they did a
kind
good
of in
job.
a it's in a pretty good spot right now. Like, I don't want to say we're pretty good because I imagine the spreadsheeting is pretty annoying to some high end writers, but like it's pretty easy to get into. It's pretty straightforward what you have to do.
Yeah, spreadsheeting is probably never going to go away unless there's some kind of like,
Ninja spreadsheeting in 6.0, please.
oh god.
I mean, I hate spreadsheeting, but I'll learn to do it if Ninja's meta again.
I guess that's the other benefit is that like you've had is, you love Ninja, and Ninja's just owning constantly, at least recently. So if you enjoy it, that's great that you're getting to play it, especially like in speeds this tier and stuff.
I told you like 2 days ago or yesterday, like, I'm not sure if I want to play Ninja for speeds next
Mm-hmm.
year in Prague, but I gave it some thought and I'm like, I definitely want to play Ninja again. Because I was like, man, I mean, unless it's like dog shit, like they pull another 5.0 where they slam it into like
Yeah.
some ass water or something. It's just bad. Like, honestly, like really ruin it. I feel like I might just play Ninja again. I get to do some. I never got a chance to theory craft on it, or actually, I've just copied what the balance have given us, and because I started so late after Shadowbringers released, and I'm at a point where I'm ready to optimize it and do something new. And
Yeah.
when they release the new changes, I want to be there, and I want to think too about the ninja rotation.
That'll
I
be an
think it'll be
exciting
fun.
time.
It will be. I'm
Being
excited.
kind of blind and not really knowing what to expect or what to do, you can kind of just play off of your experiences, but we won't really know what's going to be the best way to handle a situation until we really sit down and think about it. And that's honestly what I'm most excited about for Endwalker. And speaking of, you saw the Reaper stuff yesterday. So how are you feeling
Oh my
about
god.
what are your thoughts on Reaper? What's going on in your mind about
Deep
that?
Deepo sweat. They showed off Reaper and the GCD speed. Once I realized how fast it was, I was like, oh
Yes.
my god, I have to. I kind of want to play it, but you know, it has to compete next to Ninja. I think it looks really cool. I really like the teleport thing it does. It puts a teleport on the ground and then it goes to it or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like people probably already theorizing what the rotation's probably going to be because they probably have some tooltips, and I haven't really been keeping up with it. I just saw the funny pretty effects. I'm like, it looks fun.
Sure. Yeah. We were sitting in Discord watching it yesterday, and Ash and I were actually talking about it. We were like, dude, you drop the portal in nail phase of UCOB, and then whenever you get a chariot, you just like
Uh-huh.
instant blink out, and then you go right back in. Like it'd be so nice for chariot situations like that, or anything where you need to,
Yeah. Oh,
you
that's
know,
insane. But you still kind of have to grid though. Like you put your teleport down,
yeah.
you have to get your GCD, you go out, and then you just tell. It's
Hmm.
kind of like a weird ass gap closer.
Yeah. It'll be cool to see what people come up with for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see a new melee drop. I'm a big melee fan. I'll definitely give it a try, and once it releases and level it.
Absolutely. So, I guess we kind of talked on it a little bit with, being blind and stuff going into the next tier, but for a job that you're trying to learn, and I guess you'll apply the same thing to Reaper when you're playing around with it. What's your favorite part of optimizing? Like when you get into a new fight or a new tier and or even better yet, let's say you've cleared the tier and you're starting speeds, like what do you enjoy the most about optimizing? What's your
Ugh.
favorite section of it, and how do you approach it?
Yeah, so like once I'm fully comfortable on John, I am on Ninja, so like I imagine I'll have to like relearn like the rotation for Endwalker and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. But like once I get to that point where I'm like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. Like, I mean, at the moment, Ninja doesn't really have too much optimization. And hopefully that does change in Endwalker. I do want to use my brain for once in my life.
Sure. Yeah.
But I really like you get to the point where like most of my optimization becomes like maximizing my potency into buffs, or at the moment I would have to like change the order of my my burst window to better suit myself for that mechanic or a mechanic later down the line. One of my favorite things actually is it's so silly because there's not so much you can optimize with Ninja, but it's just like I have to change my skill speed at this, interval.
Yeah.
Very using this BIS to make sure I get this GCD at this point. That gives me like something bigger down the line. E11S was pretty aggressive with the fact that like, oh yeah, if I run a 210 set, I will get a combo finisher in each phase. And that's huge. That's huge for Ninja.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was funny. I remember theorizing with you back in verse.
I
I think it was
remember
for
that.
E6S.
Yeah, it was.
We were talking about like dropping skill speed for that because there's like this one finisher that we were trying to get at the end of the phase. I think it was
Yeah.
when Ifrit, like the end of Ifrit, maybe, or maybe it was before. I don't remember exactly
It was
where.
it was in Garuda. You would end on like I think you would end on I think it was a Gust Slash or an Aeolian.
Yeah,
But it's
so
because
we
you
were
put a
talking
Doton
about
down.
like dropping skill, or I guess lowering your skill speed to get that extra goal. Stuff like that
There
is
was like
cool. I love stuff like that.
it was fun. It was like a 209 set or something, and that allowed you
Mm-hmm.
to get an extra CD if you, assuming you did put like a Doton down or something like that. I had a lot of fun this tier because when the Relic dropped, and we were speeding E11 at the time, and I was running a 209 set. I ended up, because the Relic is nice, you can just spec, whatever you want into it, and make
Yeah.
you can put any substats in it, and it's fine. Obviously there's like a 212 BIS set that the balance made, but I ended up on the first day I made a 210 BIS that matched the 212 one. So I was running that like on the first day for our speeds, and I think that eventually got into the balance when I gave it to them. But yeah, I think it's kind of fun to make BIS sets.
Yeah. Just play around, and
Playing with
because
the
at the
stats
end of the
and
day, like if you can just hit that one, like there's those, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about when I say this. There's those parts where it's like I need to disengage at this point,
yeah.
but like it's so tight and like it's so weird because if someone server ticks weird on a pull or something, like I will not get that global. Like
Exactly. Like,
it's it's so weird.
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I do that. I did that in 11. I did that in E12 part 2, where it was like quarter
Yeah.
of a GCD tight if I ran this BIS set, but it would give me an extra GCD by the end. That's what was important to me. And it's just like, I like picking a BIS set or a skill speed build around mechanics that make it super clean.
Nice. So have you, I guess I can even pull this up because this is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna pull up your logs for the stream because this is insane. You are actually rank 1 in the world right now. Who do
Kind
you
of.
who do you compete with? Like who are your biggest rivals? How do you keep yourself motivated to like keep playing and like pushing yourself and getting better at the game?
I don't know. I feel like I'm at the like this is the odd patch. So if you looked at like 5.4, I think I was like rank 10 or 11. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember now. And that was, it's a little bit more competitive in the even patch, but I also didn't push as much in the even patch. Mostly because our speed group wasn't pushing as hard at the time. But I definitely pushed harder in the odd patch, and I'm pretty happy with where I am right now. And it's not like do I care about keeping rank 1 in the odd patch? I'm not really sure, but I push for my own fulfillment and improvement, and I just want to optimize the best I can. And I do find it easier to rival people on Crystal compared to like a JP player who might actually be more competitive in terms of ASP. But I hate to admit I have any rivals, and I can't really think of any names at the moment. But this is
Sure.
funny. This is funny because you were actually my rival in verse when we were both ninjas, and I remember sitting around in PF and I would be sulking because you took my ninja spot in a party that
Dude.
I wanted to be in. And then I would turn around and I would snipe a spot from a Shiva party that you wanted to be in.
I have never talked to you about this, but I had the same thing. It's like,
bro,
it's like shit. I really need this 7 run, and then I'd see like Saren or somebody put up a party, and then it's like, there's a ninja in there. Shit, it's Jack.
Exactly, that's how I felt. Like I would see you, like I would see, I'm like, fuck, all this like E6 party, I want to be in that, and then oh no, Tyci's in there. I'm like, oh come on,
yeah,
he's gonna beat me.
It's fun to have like competition like that. I think that was one of the biggest things I missed when I went over to WoW was I didn't have someone to like compete with that I was friends with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you and I used to talk a lot about different things on different fights, and it's like a healthy relationship to have with someone that you're trying to compete with, but you're also trying to, like, I guess, improve. Because the way that I look at it is like, if you're doing well, whoever you are, like whoever your rival is, right? Or whoever you want to call your quote unquote rival, like if they're doing well, in turn you're going to do well.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a win-win situation. Sure, like if they beat you on a couple fights or they beat you for the tier, like you may be upset about it or it may bring you down a bit, but like I look at that as a positive because it gives me something to like aim for and shoot for and push for. So like, God, I missed that so much when I went to WoW. I was like, damn, I don't have Jackal anymore to play with. Like,
yeah,
that was, yeah. That's fun. So funny that you said that. I promise you that was my same exact thought. It was like,
we had the same that we were just competing with each other quietly, trying to like top of each other. Of course, you ended up winning because you beat me in ranking for.
But
the
I mean,
patch.
Let's be real for a second. Like at that point, it's how many times can you run the fight and get a clear? Like,
are you talking about Shiva? Shiva like, was the worst.
Like how high can you RNG roll on a fight? Like once you start getting like top like 10 and like stuff, it's like we know what we're doing at that point. We just have
if you can get like a top 10, you are probably the reason between you maybe you got rank 4 and rank 1 is down to RNG grinding, and you probably did something pretty similar in terms of potency by the end of the fight, but like it's just down to crit. I've grinded some of these fights so much just to get where I am. And,
how many pulls do you have this tier, by the way?
Smile. No, don't look.
Let's see. Let's check it out.
I don't have as many as some people.
Let's check it out.
No.
I think if I'm doing some quick math in my head, I think you're over 1,000 clears.
No, wait, no. 1,000. What are you talking about? That's 9,000. Wait, not 9,000. 900. I have 980.
980. Oh, I didn't even know that it actually added them.
Bro,
I'm so dumb. I always look at the kills column, and I never look like at kills logged. Yeah, I just kind of quick added.
It's cool. Some people in Sleepocat have over 1,000 now.
Wild. Yeah. So speaking of Sleepo, tell me about your speed team. How like where did the name? Let's start with where the name come from.
Oh, you're gonna have to ask Mr. Slowdogo about that one.
Mr. Slowdogo?
I wasn't in his speed group when he made it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know him.
Maybe I'll have him on sometime. We can talk about it.
Yeah, no. I think he liked this. I think he just really liked the Sleepocat emote. Maybe he was spamming it a whole bunch. He was like, oh fuck, what if I made a speed group after that? Because I liked it that much.
Nice.
That seems like something he'd do.
Awesome. So, you guys right now for 5-5, what are you guys ranked for speeds? And where were you shooting for this tier?
Well, right now it's, I guess for the odd patch, we're technically rank 1 ASP. But to be honest, I feel like that's not really relevant.
Sure.
Because we're missing 90% of our competition.
Mm,
You go from 5.4 to 5.5. All the speed groups from the even patch, they no longer run, and they had some pretty crazy times. So we're missing 90% of our competition, and we also have relic weapons.
mm-hmm.
And the sad part is we don't actually have a single. We had I guess we did at some point, but at the moment we don't have a single rank one in any of the fights. But um, I guess our goal, like when we run, at the moment we find our threshold based on 5.4. So if we can be top 5 relative to the other speed groups in 5.4, I think we're doing all right despite having the relic. So we do have a slight advantage.
Right. So the relics didn't come out till 5.5, is that correct? Or
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. Yeah. 5.5. They had sometime early in 5.5 the relics came out in like May, I think.
Okay.
We're rank 1 if in the odd patch, but I want this to change in Endwalker. Like I want us to be really competitive and innovative in the even patch. I'm sick of grinding runs out in the odd patch and doing
Sure.
better in the odd patch. I mean, we're all good players, and there's no reason why we can't, be top 10 in the even patch with all the JP and the insane groups that run then no longer run now.
So I guess for the people that don't know, like, could you kind of explain the even and odd patch thing?
Oh yeah.
Because
So
there might be some people that are like, what are they talking about? Like, what?
yeah, I realized that, like, man, what's the difference between the even and the odd patch? Well, the even patch is when when your tier gets dropped, like when you start doing world prog, people start clearing. That's in the even patch. So everyone starts parsing and everyone starts speeding in the even patch, or not? Yeah, in the even patch, and that's when they get their rankings. And by the time 5.5 comes out, there's like a lockout period on FF logs. So people, after the rankings are confirmed on FF logs, the really good groups, the really good parsers, they stop doing it, I guess. I mean, they might continue into the odd patch, or new players may start playing and pushing for rankings, but most people who play and will go hard in the even patch, they don't do the same in the odd patch because they already did it. I guess if that makes sense. I feel like
No,
I
that
might have
makes sense.
slaughtered the explanation.
No, that makes sense. I think that you did a good job explaining it. Basically, it's just like the raid releases on an even patch, and
Yeah.
then they do some tuning or something later for like a odd patch, like a 0.1 patch, and then they do a partition of the logs, right? Maybe.
Yep, they partition
Yeah.
they partition the even and the odd patches separate from each other. Usually because of a buff or a nerf happens at that time.
Hmm.
And the rankings are confirmed, so like why continue?
So, who would your speed team's biggest competition be? I guess in an even patch, if you guys were, in the patch that you wanted to be in there competing against everyone that's playing at the time, who would you say your biggest rival or competitor is?
It would probably actually wait. Sorry, I was logged into Final Fantasy and it tried booting me. Anyway, I got distracted.
No, you're
Probably
fine.
like once we in Endwalker, if we do compete really hard in the even patch, like when the tier releases, we currently have it as it is now. We are hoping to get BIS in 4 weeks by doing split clears in our prog group, and then we go straight into speeds. Our competition would be, I think, just all the top speed groups that have existed in this entire Eden's gate verse promise. All those people, top 10 speed groups. We want to be. I think we would like to be top 10 in the world by the end of the even patch, which is it's a pretty high goal. A lot of
Sure.
JP groups grind hard. People log dump at the end of before FF logs locks in the rankings. People log dump their their speeds in. I think we're hoping to be top 10. So I can't think of a specific group in particular, but yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. And then the log dumping thing also kind of makes it difficult because you could think you have a good run,
Yeah.
and then here comes JP. I remember that converse. Here comes
Yeah, like,
JP with like 5-10 seconds faster than what you thought was even possible. It's like, what? How did they do this? Like, where did
and then
this come from?
they got some really fucked up strats and stuff.
Yeah,
I think Kira, he's like the owner of FF logs. I think he's changing it so even if you have a private log, FF logs will recognize that and put it as a ranking. So you'll see
that'll be nice.
an anonymous speed log. And I don't know if you can see. You probably won't be able to see the log itself or what strats they used. That's like the big thing between like, when they log dump, they always come up with like really sick rotations.
Yeah.
Like their rotations are completely optimal. And then when you go into the odd patch, you're like, oh, we'll just fucking copy it and just, do what they did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
I usually don't copy. I mean, maybe I did at some point. I would copy logs when I was starting out or starting speeds and not thinking of my own rotations. But, when Endwalker comes out, I definitely we'll be speeding pretty early on, which means we have to come up with our own rotations.
Yep.
And we have to figure out something optimal. And I would really love to do that as a team, to come together and find something amazing and, just grind it out. And I think we're all really good players. We could definitely do it.
For sure. So how do you guys like optimize fights? Like you're saying you want to work together as a team to, come up with these ideas and strats and optimizations, but how do you really do that? Do you guys do that now, currently in 5.5, or did you do that in 5.4? How do you do that? Or how do you plan on doing that going into like 6.0, 6.1, whatever?
Like optimizing our rotations together? Like,
yeah.
Is that the question? Okay.
I guess that, how do you optimize, and do you do it, together, or do you do it individually?
Yeah,
like on your own
I was
time?
thinking a lot of it. Well, first, let's assume that, by the time we are speeding, we know we have a comp.
Right.
Well, not a comp. I guess we're playing. We figure out which jobs are probably the best, and we have our rotation figured out. I think a lot of the optimization would be, you do it together first. And I guess we might. I'm not sure if we'll know our rotations or not. I'm not sure. I wasn't here for when Gate came out.
Yeah.
And, like all these new jobs, and people are still figuring stuff out in Gate. So it's definitely, I think most of it, compared to our previous, optimization, where we might come together, we'll see what the SAM is doing, and then we'll just, flex our buff window based off the SAM's optimal rotation, and that's what we did now. But
Yeah.
when this new thing comes out, I think it's a lot of working together and seeing what fits together. But I'm not entirely sure because I've never actually got to experience something on release, like an X-Pack release.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting time for sure. And it'll honestly be interesting to see like what people do at the start and then like what we're doing at the end. And like,
oh my yeah. We did that. We in verse we had the same. We would have like, we would run like a paladin or a gunbreaker, and the JPs would come along, log dump, and they have a dark knight, and it's like, oh, obviously dark knight and gunbreaker are good. We should just keep running that. We go into promise, and we're fucking running a paladin again. Like our brains are flat, are smooth.
What if they just did it out of spite? They're like, wow, they took dark knight. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna show them how to play paladin. Here you go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. So I guess you're kind of wrapping up 5.5 speeds, maybe. I'm not sure. I know you guys are doing T together, but I don't know if you're still speeding.
Sort of. We used to have like we used to run like 9 to 12 hours a week, which isn't very much for a speed group, quite honestly.
Sure.
But I think we cut it back a bit after we got our speed on E12. So we have the speeds we want. Not completely. So we're running like 3 or 4 hours a week, and we're just doing E11 pretty casually at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess my question is, during your like serious speeds time, right? Who would you say was the MVP of your speeds team? Who was that person that just like, you're like, damn, I'm so happy we had that guy.
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of people. Our speed group was really good. Everyone put in the work, and we were constantly swapping out subs, and I found it to be, I imagine it's pretty frustrating as a leader to, be swapping out subs and you lose people and you can't get into contact with some people. I mean, I think Slow did a really good job with, he's the leader of the static and he puts together our times, and if someone isn't there, he finds a sub, and I'm sure that's pretty stressful. He does put in a lot of work to make sure we're running quite often. And when I was No Thoughts' leader, I really hated finding a sub. So, big shout out to Slow for not losing his fucking marbles, because we've lost like 2 or 3 people over the course of the speed group's lifetime, and having to completely replace someone is pretty stressful.
Hard, yeah.
But also big shout out to Leah, and that was our former samurai, huge MVP too. She's been she used to be our summoner, or Sleepocat summoner in Gate. Turns out summoner is garbage, and not Gate. She was our summoner player for the speed group in Verse, but when it came Promise, summoner was kind of garbage for speeds. Double caster wasn't really optimal. We needed a samurai. That was a necessity. So she spent a lot of time outside of Raid learning samurai and building optimal spreadsheets for samurai, and she did her best to feed buffs, and it was actually insane. Her trick contribution was amazing, and I feel like I'm a little biased by saying MVP for Leah because she does big trick contribution, but she put a lot of work in.
Hey, ninjas respect the people that dump into trick attack.
I don't forget. I don't forget the people.
That's
who
right.
Dump the most.
Oh, so I guess along the same lines, who do you think improved the most as a player in your speed team? Like who are you like, damn, that person like busted their ass and really like pulled through and ended up being a huge asset?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's hard to measure everyone's improvement, especially when I have like very little knowledge of the job they might play.
Sure.
I believe everyone improved like pretty tremendously as players, like over the course of when we started and until now. But from what I know and what from my perspective, I think Apollo did a really good job. He was pretty good, and he was really good in Verse. I think he pinked Parse on Paladin. Can't really remember, but he branched out a lot in Promise, and he was able to master like all the tank jobs, minus Warrior. We don't care about Warrior. I'm really happy we have him on our team. He's a really good flex, and he's a really solid player.
Awesome.
I'm pretty happy that we picked him up. I also personally think I improved a lot. I mean, I'm not like I definitely don't think I improved the most out of everyone, but I do think I improved a lot as well. I recall having a hard time changing the order of my, trick GCDs. Like the skills I put inside trick. I had a hard time within my
breaking
window.
The muscle memory.
Yeah, breaking the muscle memory.
Yeah.
I had a really hard time doing that. And this was in a speed group. I should have been playing better, but I'm at the point where I think I understand Ninja to such an extent that, I can just like change the order and not really flinch. I just know what to press, and I think about it sometimes, like when I think about playing Ninja, I think it's hard, but like once I get in there, my hands just do their thing.
Yeah. I think we had talked about that at one point of like, at least me personally, like I struggle to kind of tell people what to do on Ninja, even though I had like a pretty good understanding of it. And it's like, if you ask me the order of like the mudras to press to cast like Raitans, like I don't know. Like I just know what buttons, like I know I press E and Q to cast
exactly.
Raitan. Like
that's how I feel. Like I'll try giving someone advice in the balance. It's like a really stupid, easy question that like I should be able to answer pretty easily, but I'm like, I'll start typing. I'm like, do I do that? What do I do?
Do I actually know what I'm talking about?
Do I know what I'm doing? It's terrible. I'm like, I double guess myself because I'm not. Once I get into like a raid or speed, I know what I'm doing.
You just flip the switch and you just go. Yeah,
exactly.
It's weird. I feel you 100%.
It has like actually like talking to other people, like either in the balance or in private DMs, has like it made me question like, why do I do the things I do? And I think that in a sense has made me better or more aware of what I do when I play Ninja. Because once I start giving people advice, that's when I start questioning, is this really the best thing I can do?
Yeah, I actually never thought about it that way. Like, and I guess it kind of goes along that same line of the old saying of like teaching is the best way to learn or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I never really thought to apply that ideology to gaming, you know? You teach
Yeah.
someone, like you said, you're helping them, you want to be right, and so you're gonna second guess yourself. Like, is this actually
Exactly.
what I should be doing here?
I don't want to give them wrong advice. I don't
Yeah,
want to give them bad
absolutely.
advice, and I have to double check myself every time I give someone advice. Like, okay, this is exactly what I should be doing. Like, and then if I'm doing something incorrectly and I'm trying to give someone advice and I realize it, I'm like, holy shit, I've been doing it wrong all this time.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I only had a couple more questions for you, and then we can maybe open it up to the chat. So I'll get my questions out of the way, and then we can, if you have any questions for me, feel free, and then we can go into some chat questions maybe and go from
Yeah.
there. So let's stay on the speed stuff for a second. And we'll start with, what exactly are you shooting for when you do a speed run as a team? Like, are you guys aiming for a specific time? Are you aiming for a specific amount of DPS? Are you aiming for a parse for someone? Like, what exactly are you shooting for, and what is your goal going into a speed run?
Yeah, so when we start a new fight or we're grinding out a fight at any point, for me personally, it's like both the time and the time of the speed run and then also the parse that comes with it. I obviously the biggest thing I care about is getting the quick time. Like I'm
Sure.
the LB as a ninja, I am an LB slave, so I will
Yeah.
LB if you told me to. I have to. So it's very important that we get a quick time. And yeah, so we have thresholds that, maybe at the 2-minute window where we have a threshold, we have to meet this threshold, else we wipe it. We have to wipe. We might do that the entire night for 3 hours. We might never get past the 2-minute window because, we just didn't crit RNG enough. But like once we're meeting our thresholds, yeah, the time is like the most important part. But I will, if I said that, the parses didn't matter to me, I'd be lying because,
Sure.
E9 and E10, when you speed those on Ninja, you're not gonna get a good parse. You're gonna get like an orange parse or a purple at best. And like there's nothing I can do about that. But I don't enjoy speeding E9 or E10 for that reason. I definitely like the reward of you put in dozens of hours into a speed, you get your cool speed number or speed ranking, and yeah, you get a cool parse out of it.
Yeah.
Like that's the reward of putting all that work in, all that effort. I guess you get two rewards: is the speed ranking and then your personal parse. It's really important. Um,
Hopefully in the next raid tier they implement it, or I shouldn't say implement. Hopefully the next raids are set up in a way where you're killing a good kill times
yeah.
for the raid.
Hey, at the very least, Kira's adding. Apparently, he's adding speed rankings to your personal page. So
Oh,
if all you care about is speed ranking,
there you
yeah.
go.
So
I did not know
if
that.
you, yeah, he's adding that. It's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't know what it'll look like, but he did say he wanted to add like a personal speed ranking, so we could see. Because at the moment, you see like someone killed like Fatebreaker at like 9:20, and you don't know if that's good or not. But you'll get
Right.
like a color with it, I think.
That'll be cool. Yeah, cuz like yeah, it still just shows like a white text of, the kill time is like, "Oh, well, you killed it in 6 minutes." Is that good? Is that bad? I have to go pull up the speed rankings now to see if that's good or bad. So, I think that would be cool,
It's really cool.
especially with how, I guess, much more people care about speed rankings in FF
I
than
would
they
like,
do in like WoW, Warcraft logs and stuff like that. So
yeah, I think it's pretty niche community right now, but I think once he implements it to FF logs, people will start seeing it, and it's an actual category you can push for, which is pretty fun.
So I guess my last question. Actually, I have two questions. We'll do one, and then I have a meme question for you.
Epo, okay.
So, what are some fun facts about your speed team?
Uh, Fuck. What are some fun facts about Sleepocat? Um, okay, for one, we were formed on Crystal. Stereotypically, stereotypically the worst data center in North America for rating, by the way. For the record, that is not true. Crystal isn't bad. Crystal is, I've been on both Crystal and Aether at some, in some extent, and it's just a smaller community. You get a little bit more role players, of course. Smaller community for rating. Still very good raiders, the people I know. There's a lot improving new players getting into raiding, and they're all very good. Um, we're just lacking in world prog, but aside from that, there's really no difference. And I feel like articles online will tell you, Crystal is bad, but that's not
Yeah.
true at all.
Yeah, we've all
And
seen the streams and articles and tweets and stuff about Crystal.
yeah,
We
I
don't
go into
forget.
like I go into Twitch chat and I see people memeing on Crystal or Balance or any public Discord, and they're like, Crystal's bad. They can't even do week one. That's not true. We've done week one. There's plenty of week one groups, just no world
Ash.
prog groups. I would like to be I would like to start that push for world prog on Crystal. I think that'd be nice.
Oh yeah.
Another fun fact though. Everyone in this group is a new raider. Sort of, in some extent. I don't think anyone in our current speed group was raiding pre-4 Shadowbringers, so they either started in late gate or, in verse. And it really doesn't matter how new you are to the raid scene, or if you used to roleplay or play casually, and, that was me. I used to roleplay, and, you can roleplay and be a hardcore raider. That's literally, I love roleplaying, by the way, for the record. But I used to be a very casual player, and with enough effort and meeting the right people, anyone can be a top raider in any amount of time. You're just gonna put the effort in, really.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is it's like you want it, but how bad do you actually want it? Like, are you going to put in the time? Are you going to ask the questions?
Yeah.
Are you gonna assert yourself and put yourself out there? Because at some point you have to humble yourself and look at the room, like look at the situation you're in and figure out where you want to be. So
Exactly.
yeah, so all right, my meme question, and I wrote this down because I didn't want to forget it, was how many times, if you could rough estimate, how many times have you bunnied in Shadowbringers?
Oh, wait, rough estimate. Does that include when I first started out?
Sure.
Oh fuck, dude. How many times have I bunnied in a raid? Probably like, I think it was like a like a downward trend of me bunnying over time. Maybe I bunnied a whole lot in gate. I feel like I don't bunny a whole lot, except in I will pre-pull bunny quite often.
Yes, I feel like that's the thing. Yeah.
It's so easy to pre-pull bunny, but once
Yeah.
you're actually raiding, it's not easy to bunny at all.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
a lag spike or
It's like
something.
you're sitting back and your hand's like not on the keyboard. And you
Yeah.
just like lean forward and you go to hit like your mudras and your hands just like don't want to work because you've just been like hanging out or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. I like look away. I'm like, I press the same mudra twice, and I'm like, wow, fucking bunnied pre-pull. How embarrassing. But inside like an actual raid, and I would say like maybe 150 times. That's a lot.
Wow,
Maybe
yeah,
100,
that sounds like a lot.
110. When I first started out, I was bunnying a lot. Okay.
That I guess that would be really hard to estimate. How many times have you bunnied in a?
I have to remember all the
How
times
about
I
how many
raided, all
times
the
do you think you've
bunnies.
bunnied this patch?
This patch? Oh, how many times have I bunnied? Actually, I can actually remember maybe how many times I've bunnied. Probably 1, 2, 3. I think maybe 5 times. Maybe four or 5 times I might have bunnied.
There you go. Okay. It happens.
It's usually over something stupid, like we might change the the spot where I should be tricking, and then I'm not expecting it. I'm like, oh fuck, and I fumble, and my bunny happens.
Your brain just turns off, and yeah.
Or I'll start my mudra, and I forget the situation in which I start my mudra, and for some reason the boss is gone, and I just bunny or something. I know I've bunnied like that before.
Fair enough. Yeah, I had this like. I'm sure Stevie's probably. Yeah, I just opened the chat in the first thing I see. Where's the Doton Tyci? Yeah. So there was a spot in T when we were doing T prog. I got a new keyboard, and it was like double tapping. Like I would like press my button, and it would double tap that button that I would press. So I would go to pre-pull Doton, and it would just bunny me instantly. And it happened like multiple pulls back to back, and they were getting so pissed. It was kind of funny. They were actually getting mad, I think. So I ended up going back to my old keyboard. I sent that keyboard back. It was not a good time.
Switching keyboards is hard. I haven't switched mine in like 2 years. Thank God.
Yeah, just getting in your comfort zone and gaming. But all right, I guess before I go to the chat, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask, or anything you wanted to say or talk about or put out there for people?
I didn't actually prepare anything in advance because I can't think of anything on the fly. But
Sure.
like, what was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask how JoJo is.
Oh, he is shedding like a motherfucker right now. It is everywhere.
Do you have like a big comb for him to like pull it all out?
We have this like brush that has a little button on the back that you push, and it, clumps the hair up for you.
Yeah.
He hates it.
Okay, I have that same brush for my cat, and he also hates it.
He's okay if you just like rub it down his back, like the center of his back. You start trying to do like his arms or like his sides, and he gets pissed. So
he hates it.
He is the best doggo ever, but he is a stubborn little boy.
Reminds me of it definitely reminds me of my cat. He's really sweet and nice. He's a little spoiled, but once I start brushing him with the comb brush
it's over.
But not he starts growling at me. He does not like it.
You just got a new cat recently, right?
Yeah, I got 3 of them now. I had 2 before, but I have a new one. I got him like 2 weeks ago. His name's Javert. He really loves feathers.
Feathers?
Yeah, feather toys. I buy him a bunch of feather toys, and he just carries it.
I was about to say, how did you like find out that he'd bring you a bird or something?
Yeah, I live outside. He brought me a bird one day. No, one of the toys I bought him had a feather on it, and that was his favorite toy.
That's cool. Well, I'll go ahead and let the chat, if anyone wants to, write some questions, and we can just kind of read them if and as they come up, and if they don't, then we can call it. If they do, great. Either way works for me.
See a bunch of I see people I already know.
Ask the important question. I'm not going to put Jackal on blast.
What's the important question? Oh my goodness. Please ask it.
Hey, I just want to say that Jackal said to ask the question about their wagon.
No, wait. No, you're gonna ask the Suez Canal question. No, you're gonna ask. Why does everyone know about it except me?
Oh man.
First of all, I don't know where you guys got the idea that I have a wagon? Question mark? I literally do not know where they got the idea. And everyone in the Crystal Parse Discord is like, yeah, Jackal wagon. You guys convinced everyone on Crystal that I have a wagon. I don't have like a huge I don't know where you guys get the question idea from.
You see, Jackal said they don't have a huge wagon, which means that they have at least a like large. Large is like just below huge.
What counts as a wagon? Like, I don't think I have a wagon either. I'm like a normal person.
Oh man, I don't know where that meme started. To be honest, I could not tell you. I just showed up one day and it was a meme.
Yeah, I actually do know the source of it. We were playing Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia.
That's what we call it. We call it Phasmophobia. So we had Slow would play it with Scoop Air or Emily. Yeah, we would play it with her, and she would be like, she would walk in and she'd be like, any fat asses, and you know, and then she'd start be like, Jackal has a fatty, and then she drew a picture of me, of my character, and it had a big fatty,
and it just got extrapolated, and it went
out of control.
Oh
Now
God.
everyone thinks I'm a fatty. I
Well,
know.
I guess it's not one of the worst things you can be known for. So
I guess it's better than being known for like having a flatty or something.
yeah, very true. Uh, XU said, which one of us will be the LB slave in 6.0?
Um,
I
well,
think we
it's.
make the black mage do it.
I think we also make the black mage do it. Maybe you make your new cat friend do it. Have you thought about that?
I heard that they're making the black mage LB a single target, just dumpster LB. That's gonna do
Yeah,
so much damage.
because black mage does a shit ton of their LB has to match their damage.
Yeah. Do we just like
But
roll mid pull? Slash we death roll mid pull?
death roll in the middle of our rotation. Man, which one of us is gonna do it this time? Probably I'm down. I'm down to get necked every time.
Oh.
But honestly, if Ninja's meta again, and I'm, if it is meta, I'm probably playing it because I love Ninja so much. Then I'm probably the LB slave once again.
Well,
I'm used to it.
Hey, I mean, we're both used to LBing, so I'm sure whoever
both
ends up
LB
doing
slaves.
it is not gonna really care.
Yeah, honestly, like after a while, like at first when you're doing speeds, it sucks. It's like, wow, I'm just sitting here for 9 seconds doing nothing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it pans out. You're doing speeds. You're gonna get you can get a rank 1 with LB. It's not like it's
Sure.
impossible.
Stevie said, how hard are you guys going in 6.0?
Well, for speeds, well, I guess Tyci is also in my prog and speed group, so pretty hard. I want to be top 10 in the even patch for our speeds and for not world prog. For progging, I want to clear. We set a soft goal, which is actually I think a hard goal at this point. We want to be top 20 in the world for clearing the tier. So we're hoping to clear day. I don't know what day it would be for top 20. Probably like day 2, right? Day 2 or 3? Probably.
I'm actually curious. I was looking at the rankings from Promise the other day. There's like a website that someone put together for that. And I felt like it was a lot. I don't want to say weaker, but like it wasn't as aggressive of a clear time as I thought it would be. But I don't know.
For
the whole tier. For Promise.
For a whole tier. For Promise, yeah, it was. They cleared on day 3, I think. They cleared because we cleared on Saturday and Friday was day 4. So yeah, I think they cleared on day 3 for Promise. I think.
And yeah, so Stevie's saying day 3 is like top 50 for first tier if it follows Stormblood and Shadowbringers.
First tier in Gate was in Gate I know I think whoever was world first they literally got it in I think a little over 20. I think they got it on the first day. Yeah, they got it. They cleared day 1.
Wow.
Day 2, I think if it follows the same trend, we should be clearing day 2, which means we need to clear the 3rd floor on the first day, and spend the day 2 should be our last floor.
Just stock up on gamer gummies. You ever seen that?
Sir.
Have you seen that WoW clip?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'll have to send you that WoW clip after we're done.
You're gonna have to send me. Yeah, you're gonna have to send me that.
That's hilarious.
Gamer gummies.
The classic, yeah. The guy, he's getting pretty pissed that like his guild or whatever is paying him in gamer gummies, which is like some kind of like G Fuel shit or something. I don't know.
Hey, I would. Okay, I didn't. In 5.2, I was fueling up on Monster. Worst decision of my life. I think I almost died. So this time
you were like drinking them during prog?
Oh, yeah, I was.
Does caffeine make you like jittery when you're playing?
It makes me a little. It made me almost feel sick because it's Monster. Monster's disgusting. It's so gross. I think 2 weeks after, I was still feeling the effects of drinking Monster. It was bad. And I was feeling a little jittery and unnerved.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, when I was progging Promise, it was a lot more fun. It was a lot easier. I think I fueled up on burritos. I just remember getting a burrito every day.
Oh, that sounds dangerous. I'm not gonna lie.
Burritos?
Yeah.
You don't
Just
get the
tear up
spicy
your
one then.
tear up your tummy.
I get burritos like 2 or 3 times a week. I'm immune to the burritos effects.
You got a stomach of steel.
Yes, I do. I've actually never gotten sick from like a spicy burrito or Taco Bell or whatever Mexican food. I've never gotten sick off of it. So when people say like they eat a burrito and they're like on the toilet for like 2 hours, I'm like, how?
I think college kind of made me immune to Taco Bell vomit inducing or whatever. So
Bro, fast food is, oh my god, fast food, like Popeyes in particular. I think Popeyes is like the biggest offender for me. Is like when I get Popeyes, after I eat it, I mean it's good. I like Popeyes. After I eat it, I feel like I want to puke. Like that's what makes
all
me
the
feel
like
bad.
grease.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe
It's greasy. It tastes good. The sauce is pretty powerful. I don't know. It's just like it just tastes like fast food.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, man, I don't know what like approach I would have to that, because I would need caffeine to get through like a full day of raiding, but
Yeah.
I don't want to drink like an energy. Maybe it's like, you know what? I bet green tea, like you just drink green tea like the whole day. You'll probably have to piss a lot. But,
Yeah.
But you drink green tea like all day, and I bet that gives you like a good.
I probably would. It's much better than like Monster or something. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I was drinking caffeine for Promise. I bought these like, you know those glass Starbucks bottles from like the store? I think I just bought like a bunch of those, and then that was what I was drinking. They taste good.
Yeah, I like
They
the
don't have a lot
mocha
of
one. They're like
caffeine.
the frappuccinos or whatever, right?
Yeah, like the Frappuccinos. I
Mhm.
love those bitches.
Those are good. Della says fast food tier list.
Wendy's is good. The best.
Rank
Wendy's.
1, Wendy's.
Rank 1, Wendy's. What else
That's
do I
kind of
like?
hard for me to argue, to be honest.
Chipotle
I love
fast
Wendy's.
food. Wendy's is so good. I love their chicken nuggets. I love their chili cheese fries. And their burgers are okay.
Yes.
I love Wendy's.
Were you hyped when they made or announced the spicy nuggets?
Yo, yes, sir. I love their nuggets. I think people don't talk about the nuggets enough.
Dude, I think Wendy's is definitely like top tier.
Yeah, it is. Chipotle fast food, because that would have to be like second on my tier list, because I love
feel like
burritos.
Chipotle. So an argument could definitely be made, but like when I think of fast food, I'm thinking like I can go through a drive-through, order it, pick it up, and go like not get out of my car. So I put Chipotle like categorized as like Five Guys,
It's better.
or like that kind of thing where it's like it's technically fast food.
But it's sit-in.
But yeah, there's like a sit-in aspect to it. It's 100% fast food, Stevie says.
It's too good. I love Chipotle. I guess it can't be classified as fast food.
What do you get from Chipotle? You get like a burrito, I'm guessing, because you said you get.
I eat burritos all the time. You know, today I had a burrito. I had a Chipotle burrito today. It was good. Yeah, I get a barbacoa burrito. I get them quite often. I think I spent like probably over like, at this point, I probably spent over like $1,000 on burritos.
In a year, or just total?
In a year, maybe? I don't know. I eat them all the time. They're so good.
I have a problem too. It's okay. We order so much DoorDash, man.
Dude, I love DoorDash. I used to well, I'm back on Uber Eats now, but one time I ordered a burrito on Uber Eats. I accidentally ordered 2 burritos. So after I ordered the 2 burritos on Uber Eats, I immediately canceled it. I was like, okay, fuck, I didn't want 2 of them. I don't need 2. Well, Uber Eats fucking charged me anyway for like 2 burritos. That's a lot of money for 2 burritos. Yeah. And then they banned me from Uber Eats for like a whole year.
Cause you canceled an order?
No, not because I canceled. I forgot part of the story. Oh. I went to PayPal and I was like, I want to charge back on these burritos and the money they stole from me. And people gave me
Oh.
my money back, but then Uber Eats was pissed about it, so they panned me.
Oh man. Yeah, we have this like Mediterranean place near us that's I would consider it kind of like, you know, a Chipotle or like Five Guys where there's like it's counter serve. You like go up, you order at the counter and then you can dine in or you can
Yeah,
eat. There's no
Five
drive through though.
Five Guys is good.
But like we order that place like once or twice or even
Yeah.
3 times. It's really bad.
I understand. I used to get Taco Bell quite often as well. Or Domino's. I used to be a huge Domino's fan. I used to love their pasta. I'm at the point where it's just so powerful that I kind of start getting sick off of it. So I don't get Domino's anymore.
I feel like I've had their pasta like once or twice, maybe. Oh, I always get the pan pizza. Big fan of the pan pizza. Oh man, Vlad just redeemed a JoJo head pat.
A JoJo head pet. Hey, can you bring JoJo into the room?
Do I need to go get him?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Also, my posture is just terrible. So like these posture checks are just bad.
Hydrate. I can redeem something too. I can redeem Damn, JoJo head pats are expensive. 5,000 points for a JoJo head pat. I think it should be like more like 100, because you can head pat him all the time.
He's so hard to like. He's so hard to hold because he's like.
Oh my god.
He's so short that I have to like hold my arm underneath him while also holding his torso so he's comfy.
I love him. I want a corgi so bad, but like, I love cats. I can only have 3 pets. Oh my, you have to pat his head. Like 4 people redeemed a pet.
How am I supposed to? Alright, I have an idea. Here's what we do. I'm gonna put him on my shoulder.
Yeah.
This. And I'm gonna turn around. No, this is not gonna work. I don't know. Here, I just do this.
I like the stream is like delayed on my end, so I'm just waiting for you to pet his head. God, I love. He's so much smaller than I expected.
He's really interesting because he is half corgi, but he's also half mini Australian Shepherd. And everyone that sees him, like every single time we take him out to like pee, and there's like another dog or something, and I talk to their owner or something, they're like, I'll always ask like, how old's your dog? They're like, oh, you know, like 8 months or something. It's like this big ass German Shepherd, like 8 months old, and I'm like, how old's yours? I'm like, oh, he's a year and a half.
Yeah, your dog's like sort of the size of their baby German Shepherd.
Yeah, they think he's a puppy or something. Not anymore.
Not anymore. He's like the size of like if you have like a German Shepherd puppy and it's like, yeah, I don't know, like 3 months old. Yeah, he's like, I think a 3-month-old German Shepherd puppy is bigger than your corgi.
Yeah, he's great though. Like he's a good size. He's a good lap dog. Doesn't take up too much space. And he's just silly. It's so funny. He knows commands. Like he knows them. I've never had a corgi before. The dog I had before JoJo was a boxer, and she was a show dog. And she like, we got her when she was like 4 or something like that. And my mom's friend was like the guy who ran the like show dog thing and like taught her and stuff and trained her and whatever. So she was like very obedient when we got her, but she was super sweet and like loving and stuff. And he's also like very sweet and caring and loving and blah blah blah. But like he's so stubborn. Like he knows his name. He knows like come, like sit, stay, wait, whatever. But like he'll just like choose to be like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah,
Like,
he just ignore, he just
like
chooses to
nah,
ignore you one day.
like nah, dude. It gets really funny.
I like that. He has like a little personality.
He does, yeah. That's a yes. That was one of the things I said. Like man, he is so unique. Like he literally has a personality. Like he's like another like human. He'll mouth off to me sometimes. Like
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell him to do something and he'll like yelp at me. It's like, what?
He's a little bastard to you.
Yeah, he's
I do
fun.
like that. Dogs
You
look
should-
fun. It's just a lot of work, a lot of attention. You gotta take them out to piss everywhere, and my
That's
cats.
true.
At least when I have a cat, they're a little bit more independent. I can just, they'll just, they'll handle themselves.
Wants to get on my desk, but there you go. You can sniff around.
I like your Furby in the background.
Furby? That's a. Oh, that's a
That looks like a Furby.
It's okay. So that is like a minion or something from WoW called Wampus. We got them at BlizzCon. They had these like mystery, they were loot boxes, like IRL loot boxes.
Yeah.
And he was in there, and so it turned into JoJo's chew toy. All of those, or where I can't even. Those things are his toys. Even the little Inosuke on the side down there, and the beer bottle.
I
That beer
love
bottle
that.
toy is pretty cool. You could put like a water bottle in it.
I love how he has his own little space over there.
Yeah, that's actually a bed, but he chooses the bean bag as his home of residency.
I'm trying to look at your posters in the background as well.
Oh, I actually just got them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't really have a good
they're-
angle on it, so I'm not sure what characters they are.
So the bottom one is Killua,
Yo!
and then the
Yes,
top one
sir.
is Gon.
Okay, now we're talking. I'm a huge fan of that corner.
And
I got
then-
Killua and Gon, and more Killua and Gon.
Yeah. I literally just got those in like 2 days ago.
I'm
Yeah.
so jealous. I want posters of. I fucking love Killua. I want
Dude,
posters of Killua.
heck yeah. I had a friend that just finished watching, or he just got through the Chimera Ant art. I
Oh my goodness.
won't spoil anything for those that like haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, but yeah, I was like,
Did you have a
dude,
meltdown
yeah.
over it?
oh, he was hyped. He was.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say, Vlad, I have a Sylvanas statue and I have a Sylvanas kill. Thank you very much. Where's the Y'shtola? You haven't ordered me one, Griffin. I'm still waiting on my Y'shtola body pillow to come in. I can't believe someone sent Asmon one. That's hilarious.
Someone sent you an Asmon.
No, someone sent
Oh no, someone sent
Asmongold,
Asmon. Oh.
a Y'shtola body pillow.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's I bet he's getting a lot of things.
He got like a Levi butt mouse pad. That was pretty pog. Levi from Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I don't really have anything else. So,
Yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have any questions, so.
yeah, if anyone else has any last minute stuff, let us know. If not, I had a really good time talking. Like, I love doing these. I really want to do more of these. I need to find I feel like the name of the show or whatever you want to call it is kind of like boring, but it was kind of the only thing I could come up with that was obvious as to what it actually was.
I
Like,
think
I
it's
don't know.
fine. I mean, like, well, your first one was like a Sprout episode, so you like it Sprout asks questions, and you take you're asking me questions, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I was actually pretty nervous because like, man, I feel like I'm just gonna flub and start, like my brain will go empty and I'll not reply to anything. Like Like when you go into an interview for a job and your brain
Yeah.
goes empty. But it wasn't like that. It was pretty fun. An hour and a half went by and I didn't even notice that much.
I'm glad that you had fun because that's at least refreshing to hear. I hope that I don't bore anyone. So if,
No, it was fun. That was
if
fun.
people are coming on, that's a good thing. How do you make the hottest cat boy from Stevie?
How to make the hottest cat boy?
There you go.
You get the white hair and the blue eyes.
So you just
make
copy
the
your
hottest cat.
character art.
Yeah. You just look at my cat boy and then you copy it. You can't make your cat boy. You can't have the weird. So your cat boy, when you make a cat boy, you can't have like the sad bottom face or the big fat lips because that's like the bottom lips. You know what the bottom cat boys do with their big lips, and then the droopy eyes.
Epo note.
I'm giving you notes on how to not
Yeah.
make a bottom cat boy.
When are you doing Mythic WoW?
Never. I will never play WoW. I played WoW one time and I was like, this is not my play
From
style.
Satella.
I tried. I'm sorry. I tried playing WoW. I just couldn't do it.
Exu said, "Can Jackal explain how clothing relates to crit percentage?"
Yes, sir. So when you're me and you go in and you're trying to get a rank 1, you gotta take all your clothing off. All your clothing has to be taken off. You gotta be super thoughty. Like if you're naked, you just crit everywhere. It's insane. Other things that make me crit is like when Slow takes off his cat girl's top.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll make me crit too. I'll get like a 250k Hio show. Easy clap.
Yeah, that'll definitely make anyone crit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on the no thoughts head empty advanced relativity strat from Stevie.
Hey, I tried my best to find a strat that would work. The one I picked was really bad. I'm sorry, it was bad. I'm sorry I made you guys go through that. It worked, but it was bad.
Oh, man. He said it's all his fault, too.
It's his fault. I don't remember. Was it your fault? I remember staying up that, like, when we were, the day before we were doing E12, I stayed up to, like, research everything about E12. And I was like, man, there's a lot of strats I could use. And that's the one I picked for my write-up.
Yeah, I held JoJo for like 3 seconds and now I have air everywhere.
Waiting for Leon to come back. That was the biggest prog point for no thoughts. Yeah, we wasted like 4 hours waiting for Leon.
Badge. Well, I guess we can call it a day and go hit up some crystal clubs. Sounds like a good time.
That sounds like something you would do. I have some. I'm gonna play. Not Final Fantasy.
What are you playing?
Oh my god! I'm playing.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Badass Matoria.
I'm playing Divinity 2 with Slow.
Nice.
It's his first playthrough. I already played the game, but it's been a while, so I forgot a lot of stuff.
Well, I won't hold you from that any longer. Again, thank you. Wait, what? Sorry?
I was asking if you ever played Divinity.
I have not. No.
Oh my god, it's like, okay, it's such a good RPG game to play like co-op or with your friends. It's amazing. It's really, really good. Like one playthrough with like one friend would be like a whole 100 hours.
Oh my
god. It's really good. It's really fun.
Is that the game that's kind of like D&D?
Yeah, it's kind of like D&D. It's like turn-based D&D-ish.
But it's like
it's 3D,
so obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen it, but I haven't really looked into it. I'm so weird. I get like on one game and I just play like that. Like that's my game. Which I like about 14 more because I have a lot more downtime where I can kind of do other things, but I feel like it's an MMO thing of you have to invest all your time into it, but
yeah, I have a lot more time to play games now that there's nothing to do in Final Fantasy.
Well, we'll have a lot to do in a couple months.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Thanks again. Seriously, I really appreciate you taking time to come out and talk. If there's anyone from Sleepo that's interested in doing something like this, I'd be more than happy to do it with them. Or if you want to come back, later, that'd be great too. But
Yes, sir. It was fun. I had a lot of fun, and I liked answering the questions that you gave me.
yeah, I'm glad to have you on. So, but I'll see you later. We'll probably do another one of these, and I think I'm gonna keep doing these bi-weekly. I feel like that's a good pace, and
Yeah.
um, it doesn't put as much stress on me to find someone within a week and stuff. And I like these to be kind of relaxed and just like a hangout session anyway. So
Yeah.
again, thanks, and thanks everyone who came out and hung out and asked questions and memed. And I also missed like a shit ton of subs and stuff. I'm sorry. I block my chat while I do these so I don't get
Yo.
distracted because I have a fucking squirrel brain. But seriously, thank you guys all for all the subs and bits and stuff and the follows. So I will see you guys next time. And yeah, have a good day. Have a great night. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.
Good night.